Three names, three legends, one massive failure. The heavyweight division was on the verge of a new golden age, a revival of the iconic eras that gave us Ali versus Frazier, Tyson versus Holyfield, and Lewis versus Klitschko. For years, we waited for Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder to clash in historic superfights that would define a generation. But instead, mismanagement, ducking, career collapses. The fights we should have gotten never happened. The legacies we should have seen never materialized. And now, the division is left in ruins, dominated by a man who wasn't even supposed to be here, Alexander Usyk. So how did it all go so wrong? Who killed heavyweight boxing's last great era? And is there any hope left? Let's break it down, fighter by fighter, mistake by mistake. 1. Anthony Joshua, the fall of a superstar. The rise at his peak. Anthony Joshua was the face of boxing, Olympic gold medalist, unified heavyweight champion, a devastating puncher with charisma and mainstream appeal. His early career was a highlight reel of brutal knockouts. Dillian Whyte, Charles Martin, Vladimir Klitschko. He wasn't just a champion, he was the next Lennox Lewis, a British icon carrying the division. The first crack, Andy Ruiz Jr., then came June 1st, 2019. Joshua was supposed to steamroll Andy Ruiz Jr., a chubby late replacement with no real chance. Instead, Ruiz dropped him 4 times, shocking the world in one of boxing's biggest upsets. Joshua won the rematch, but something was broken. The fearless brawler was gone. In its place, a hesitant, safety-first boxer afraid to pull the trigger. The Usyk disaster enter Oleksandr Usyk, a slick, technical southpaw who outboxed Joshua twice, stripping him of his belts and confidence. Then came Daniel Dubois, a fight Joshua was supposed to win to rebuild his career. Instead, a brutal, one-sided knockout loss. Now, Joshua is no longer the king. He's not even the top contender. And at 34, with 3 knockout losses, his best days seem behind him. 2. Tyson Fury, the unfinished king. The comeback story. After dethroning Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, Fury vanished, battling depression, addiction, and a 3-year layoff. His return was legendary, culminating in 2 epic wins over Wilder, proving he was the best of his era. The Ngannou embarrassment, but then came Francis Ngannou, an MMA fighter in his first pro boxing match. Fury struggled, got knocked down, and barely escaped with a controversial win. The invincible Gypsy King? Suddenly, he looked beatable, the Usyk defeat. And then, the final blow, back-to-back losses to Usyk, confirming Fury was no longer the division's best. Now, silence. No big fights announced. No fire to reclaim his throne, just nothing. The man who once promised to rule for a decade is now a fading force, his legacy incomplete. 3. Deontay Wilder, the one-punch legend who fizzled out the knockout. King Wilder wasn't a technician. He didn't need to be. His right hand was a nuclear weapon, 42 KOs in 43 wins. For years, he terrorized the division, leaving bodies in his wake. The Fury trilogy, the beginning of the end. Then came Tyson Fury. First fight, Wilder dropped Fury twice, but Fury rose like The Undertaker, earning a controversial draw. Second fight, Fury dominated, battering Wilder into a corner stoppage. Third fight, an all-time classic. But Wilder was broken, losing brutally in the 11th round. The sad decline after Fury, Wilder was never the same. Joseph Parker outboxed him. Zhilei Zhang flattened him. Now? At 38 years old, with 4 losses in his last 5 fights, Wilder's career is effectively over. The Bronze Bomber, once the most feared man in boxing, is now a cautionary tale of what happens when power isn't enough. The real villain? Alexander Usyk. None of these 3 were supposed to lose to a former cruiserweight. But Usyk didn't just beat them, he exposed them. Outboxed Joshua twice, outsmarted Fury twice. He didn't just take their belts, he took their legacies, proving none of them were truly elite. The fights that never happened and never will. The biggest tragedy? Joshua versus Fury. 2018 to 2021. Negotiations collapsed multiple times over money, ego, and politics. 2024. Now? It's a fight for second place, not supremacy. Other dream matchups? Wilder versus Joshua, Fury versus Usyk Trey? Too late. The moment has passed. What's next for the heavyweight division? The new era, Usyk and Fury's rematch clause. Usyk is now the undisputed king, but Fury has a rematch clause. Will it happen? And does anyone still care? The last hope, Joshua versus Fury. If Fury and Joshua finally fight, it could still be huge, but not for the reasons we wanted. It's no longer about who's the best, just who has anything left. The future, new blood. With Wilder done, Fury fading, and Joshua on the decline, the division now belongs to Oleksandr Usyk until he retires, Daniel Dubois, rising star, Jared Anderson, Filip Hrgovic, next generation, but none of them have the star power of the original three. Who killed the heavyweight division? 1. The fighters. Themselves. Joshua lost his killer instinct. Fury wasted his prime on circus fights. Wilder never evolved beyond his right hand. 2. Greed and politics. Promoters, networks, and egos killed the biggest fights until it was too late. 3. Alexander Usyk. The man who ended all three legacies before they could cement theirs. Was this the last great heavyweight era? Or can Fury, Joshua, or someone else resurrect the division? Let us know in the comments who's most to blame. And if you want more raw, unfiltered boxing breakdowns, smash that subscribe button, because the drama isn't over yet. The heavyweight golden era, gone before it began.